picks this one up. Of course, elimination on the line as well, so there's actually a hell of a lot riding on this one. Big, let's see what they're made of. It was a slow start in that Sprout matchup. Can they recover now after a hot streak here to begin 2020? Tizian going to be holding on to the ramp, and already he gets taken down by Rez. Now Keto back at the site, hidden here. Does dispatch of the first man, follow up from Tabson. And now this push from NIP slows right down while they try and confine the damage. They try and deal with it, but instead they're just getting dealt a pretty rough hand. That bomb gets dropped as well, so even though they've fallen back, they actually have to go back up the ramp now to retrieve the bomb. And with Searson wrapping in through the back line, he should have this one dead to rights. He takes them both down, and Big get the pistol in the bag.
Oh, Tabson, he really sets Keto up for success there as well, hiding in the back pillar of the site. Tabson drops that Tetris smoke that lands on the rail. That cuts NIP off from walking on the back. They've got to enter through the middle of the site and essentially just walk into a crossfire of Tabson at Gens and Keto at back site. So, yeah, it keeps NIP back. It makes them hesitate, and in all the meanwhile, Big are on that immediate flank down the bottom of B. Searson with 2 to finish, and Big find the pistol. Frankie mentioned pace, and well, that was a quick one for NIP, but let's see if that continues. We've got a scout out for Nork and the Deagles as well. Harry, Nork was impressive, to say the very least, in that game against OG. Scout, or doesn't really matter, and so I've got my eyes on him in this round.
Well, I kind of hope you're right, Hugo. I kind of hope you're right. I want that to...
Well.
I was going to say, one man who we did see struggling a bit was Twist, and...
Nice shot, at least.
Yeah, you know, like, him and Hampus haven't had the best working relationship since she joined the team, but, hey, it happens, you know. So Hampus is already gone. Now Twist is, like, looking to kind of... trying to apologize by getting a kill over here in the middle.
Can we restart the round?
Yeah.
Technical issue, technical issue.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. His left click was stuck down, to be fair. But Hugo, mate, we got this little ramp push coming in from NIP. They're creeping up. They've even got Twist, the team killer in their midst. He's coming in as well. Tizian over here at short side, and Zantara's back in the bomb site. There's a quick rotate available from Tabson, so this push is not going to be easy, to say the very least. NIP, that's a nice bit of nade damage there from old mate Twist. There's the response, and it's even grosser in return from Big. It's very, very slow as these smokes are still going down, and that there could cause some problems. It's into the prying eyes of... Oh, it's another team kill. NIP, are you guys just going to do all the work for Big? Like, they've killed 2 of their own players in this round. Oh, there's like the idea that, like, you know, I don't even know what animal it is, like a wolf, or like chew its leg off if it's in a trap or whatever. But NIP, they weren't even trapped in there. They're just chewing bits off regardless because it tastes good.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of that one. That's a great start for Big, but maybe gifted on a platter. NIP, they're going to have to take an eco, take a breather, chill out and spawn for a second, go full existence and figure out what the hell's going wrong with these teams.
I'd love to know what Threat is saying. like, guys, obviously not the most ideal of starts here, but it's all good. It's round 1. Or round 2, rather. Can't actually count. Numbers never were my strong point. Zantara's down here. Numbers certainly are his, as he's looking to put up some on this ramp play.
Yeah, Big taking a little more control here than the previous round. They sat back in the site against NIP on that Deagle round, but now they want to at least fight from a range, and they're going to be able to do so. NIP just holding back, very passive. Rez with the P250, really relying on someone like Hampus here with this Deagle. The one on this T side. Zantara's with a cheeky little angle. Did he spot Hampus very close? He did. He's going to move back, not wanting to risk his life. Flash back in, doesn't do a thing, and Hampus with a quick shot. Nice trade from Tizian. He's got a Deag of his own. We know what Big can do with these weapons, and now he is on his own, needing support. NIP have grouped up fully towards the top of the ramp. Tizian's trying to scavenge that gun, take it out of the prying hands of these Swedes, and he'll do that successfully. Spotting Twist crossing, but no need to overplay your hand. We've got a flank in as well. Notice Searson, he pushed A rather, and flanked B on the pistol. He's doing the inverse here in the third, but it might need to come in sooner. Nork and Plopsky finding some deeks on their enemies for a change, and here's that flank. Searson getting 2, bomb planted. NIP, good luck getting out of this one alive.
Yeah, smoke goes down on the bomb. Plopsky with no armor, mopped up by Searson. Big gonna get that third round locked on in, so they momentarily find themselves in a 2-on-4, but they get it back under control thanks to that wrap round from Searson. I will say it's been kind of interesting, right? Because like in that big Sprout matchup on day one, Big obviously got defeated in it. It seems like there's still a bit of a problem for a man like k1to, who's had 2 of his worst performances for the big squad when facing his old team. So, we often see that, right? We often see that in like those rivalry matchups where you're kind of familiar with each other, it can like make or break the performance you give. Well, we got the fan cams back on. So let's evaluate the guy in the middle, shall we?
I think I need to forget that. I'm probably going to revisit that again tonight in dreams.
Ooh, liked it that much, Frankie. Rez down here, getting naded out. And it's an immediate slowdown from NIP. They were going to try and go fast up ramp, but the smokes have gone in. They have players out into middle. k1to's pushed down B ramp in the meantime. Searson, though, here with the AWP, and that's scary in my eyes. He gets one, but just as he started to go a little bit deeper, that's when he gets peaked. Does get dealt with. Now Hampus down here towards the B site. Tabson, the man who was over towards B, has actually rotated away, leaving k1to to hold ramp solo. Now he gets spotted and dealt with by Hampus. That trade potential just isn't there with Tabson having to take up the responsibility of middle. Now he goes back into B. And right now, NIP in a 2-on-3, like this doesn't look like a great situation, but you know that you've got Big kind of a bit paranoid, having to shift this defense up. And so I'm hoping NIP just try and group back up and play into this round now in this 2-on-3 together.
Yeah, good spacing in middle from NIP, right? Searson was a little wide and therefore wasn't able to take a shot and back off as he would have liked. Hampus as well, great patience on that B hold. He doesn't try and chase down k1to. He knows k1to gets a little bit worried and strafes out wide. Molly onto Tizzy and needs to peek with it before he escapes, but loses his life in the process. That leaves Nork alone and coming up A with 25 seconds left. Big still have 2 on this site and they're going to be moving towards short as well. So Nork, not an easy round to come alive in. He's got to clear that close play as Antares' eyes peeled to his monitor. He's going to get traded, and that's going to be Big finding a 4th round here. Tizian with 3. Nice stuff from him. And NIP, they've still got the money, right? They can still buy back in. Maybe we'll see a faster change of pace. They did get the control up A ramp this time. The risk, obviously, with running up A is what we saw Searson almost succeed in doing, which is taking that fast AWP peak on the shelf side. It's very careful with that one. NIP flashed him off. We'll see if that's going to be the same today.
Well, AWP out in the hands of Nork, and he's taken that with him over here towards A ramp. Now k1to and Searson both donning AWPs here for Big. k1to's got his over in the B bomb site. I actually love having an AWP here. I think he can get away with doing so much, right? Like especially if these kind of dry ramp fights are given over to you. I feel like the AWP is great at just getting this kill, disengaging, and then playing as they continue trying to go for the trade. Because like you imagine, you're Plopsky. Well, now you know the AWP's there. You can't exactly go barreling up those stairs to try and get the trade kill. You kind of have no choice but to fall on back. And so that kill's untradeable. We're into a 3-on-5, and this is still looking really good for Big. Like there's no way of shaking up that storyline to anything but.
We're seeing this close smoke be used as well. I think at the start of Vertigo, teams would often use that smoke and not really know how to play around it. They'd be fighting against, like you can see, Nork has almost a one-way fighting below this smoke. They'd be fighting close on the CT side, but we've seen teams start to use it correctly, right? Ramp is a very wide choke point, or not even a choke point. You can't smoke it off from the top. And so that's basically the equivalent. NIP don't want to swing wide when that smoke's down because their feet is going to be seen. You can see Tizian is playing that perfectly. He's going to move in with a flashbang. Aggressive stuff. Big don't wait, and Nork, he will trade. Flashed out by Searson's utility, but still stuck in a 2-on-4, and look at the time again.
Oh, nice shot from Nork with the follow-up. 2 now, but 10 seconds left, and that's what's going to plague the AWP here. Second AWP back in CT, chiming in with a few shots, and it's the wrap from short. Oh, he's got away briefly, but yeah, not going to survive that journey. It's 5-0 for Big. Big have just had such an interesting storyline this year, though, Hugo, right? We got to cast them in that grand final as well for the DreamHack Masters Spring, and it was a treat to watch there. They were able to complete that reverse sweep to take the whole event. which was just mind-blowing. And then that was actually the event that qualified them to ESL 1 Cologne in the first place. They needed to win it, and they do, and now they're here. So they've been on this great rise, and I think, you know, if you put Big in Cologne, you think back to the memories of 2018, that heartbreaking loss in the grand finals to Na'Vi. This is an event that's going to mean a hell of a lot to them. Even though it's online, right, this is still one that's going to carry so much weight to those big boys on our screens. And I'm liking that we're seeing them make a very good impression out of the gate here versus NIP.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is an elimination match as well, a lower bracket game for Group A. So, yeah, you know, either we don't have the Germans continuing in Cologne, or the Swedes, the Ninjas in Pajamas, an org famed with events like these, are going to be gone on just day 3. Neither of those sounds good. I don't like either option, but unfortunately, we have to have one. NIP, this is a bit of a slow start. Slow walk up the ramp as well. Big spamming back. They've got 3 here on A. There's been no contact, no noise made elsewhere. And on a map where, like Vertigo, where audio is king, Big are pretty sure they know what's up.
Yeah, you'll see that Tabson's already kind of like cheated his way over in through mid, playing Elevator. He's available to a very, very fast rotation into this A site, as is Searson. So the moment NIP kind of show their hand, they're going to have 4 players fighting against them on the other side. Molotov's very well timed. It looks like Tabson and Tizian are gearing up to go aggressive, and that's a decision they're going to come to regret. They get taken down in an instant, and now Zantares trying to pick up the pieces, helped out by Plopsky. The team damage just continues for NIP. Zantares finds one through the smoke. My goodness, right, we're into this 3-on-3. The bomb is now down. NIP, they've got a chance to find something here in a round where really they shouldn't have, thanks to that aggression from Tabson and Tizian. Going on the TT tours of ramp, and now Plopsky holding this close angle. Keto creeping up with the AWP. First man in, and he gets spotted, but there's Searson dealing with Plopsky. Now just Nork and Hampus and these Deegs to try and see NIP through. They get the first. Tapping the bomb, it's Searson, he's sticking it, they're spamming. Oh, knife out for Nork, he's missed the stab, and oh, they get the defuse. Nork falls, and Searson with balls of steel just sticks it in the smoke.
He was knifing to the left, and as soon as he's about to, you know, looking like he's about to turn right and hit the knife that's going to finish Searson's life, but then he picks up the M4 and switches to it, and at that point, the defuse is already in, 5 seconds with the kit. And remember, that was a 5-on-3. That was Big, ready for the A play, playing aggressive, playing close, which has netted them kills in the past, but against the Pistols, they get overwhelmed by NIP strafing out wide on the ramp against that smoke. Big weren't ready for it, but they are going to win the round regardless. Antares with a deep A smoke will fight towards the ramp. You have to be wary of this, right? A T can take a fast spawn up as the smoke blooms and get up towards the scaffoldings. Antares isn't concerned though, and great utility from Big. Just continuing to lay down damage before they've even seen their opponents. The spam as well did some to res prior to the grenade. So he's down to 37. NIP holding more of a standard default here, right? 1 outside of B, 1 top mid, 3 working that A ramp. But Big are running the exact same setup on this CT side. So Searson not fearful of this T aggro ramp push. He's going to find one, finishing off the job that Zantares starts. And NIP now grouping up with more and the bomb towards A.
And once again, Big already have 4 players here. They're even ready to throw this boost up with Zantares going up and over. And oh, he just saw them. He just saw them. Now hopping down. They know that that boost was there. They hear it. And so they know they're kind of lucky. But at the same time, like, you're not that lucky. You're walking into a 4-stacked site. Tabson goes aggressive at ramp again. And this time, he's good for 1 before he gets dealt with. NIP, they're just stuck, man. Every time they try and push, there's a smoke, there's a nade, there's a molly, there's something delaying them, and they just keep getting challenged every single time. Nork falls, and Twist is thinking about saving.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that we're not seeing NIP abuse that short position, right? Big's utility, not just in HE grenades and mollies, but smokes as well have been really good. They've just been cycling that close A-ramp smoke with one on short as well. But NIP are just strafing out ramp and fighting on the site. Big, they shouldn't be able to get away with playing site if NIP are coming up short at the same time, but that's just not the case. And so no splits towards A, just standard heads-up fights. And Big, with 4 on A in that round, are winning every single one. Even when they don't, that retake defuse in the round prior, they're in full control, Harry. They know exactly what they're doing.
Agent Rez in the server as well. Ever since that TK, he's 007. So he really is the spy behind enemy lines, man. He's turning on his own team now as well.
I think that's Twist more so. You know, he's the one getting team kills.
They both managed it, man.
Zero dear. Yeah, Threat you can see on the left side having a talk with NIP. They are boot camping at least, right? We got that in there.
What do you reckon he's saying at this point, man? Because this is not the scoreline you were hoping for, you know? I think I'm inclined to agree with you, Hugo, in that it feels like, you know, you keep playing into Big's hand the moment you just kind of meander up through this this top ramp smoke. Even if, like, it just feels like even if you were throwing those standard set smokes into the A bomb site to cut off those CT and boost sight lines, suddenly you make that whole defense a little bit more tricky for Big. I know they're trying to beat that by playing close to ramp, right, and being ahead of where those smokes would fall. But, you know, as we've seen, like, tabseN being close at ramp can prove to be a liability.
Yeah, one of the 2 bomb plants NIP have had on A is the eco where they go for those exact smokes that you're talking about, Harry. Nice little boost. Plopsky, hard shot to hit, especially with the Galil. Takes the head off of Keto. Tizian's going to get aggressive on A and find a trade. The bomb is still dropped outside of the A site, so who knows where this one's ending up. Hampus is getting more trades and drawing rotations. I think NIP still want that A site, though. They're going to be holding for the aggressive push. Xantares gives it to them, but he also takes it away. Rez continues to fall short of finding a kill on his enemies. Hampus, oh dear, goes back in for a second try, and it goes as bad as the first. Twist now in a 1-on-3. Blink and you miss it. This round is all in favor of Big, and if he doesn't clear this corner, he's going to have a rough time. Nice kill, but considering that's at the bottom of A, Big have ample time to rotate into the site.
Yeah, and Twist trying to slow down, hoping that someone faces him, is just given even more time for this rotation to come in. Twist does deal with the first. This would be a 1-on-3 for Twist, and he's going to try and deal with skullNerd, but he's not quite able to get that one over the line. It's 8-0 for Big, still flawless on this CT side. I will say as well, like, Vertigo, it feels very, very fickle. The moment this CT money gets built up and you have players like skullNerd able to don that AWP, and, you know, with no kind of problem in that regard, it does get a little bit scary. So at least in that round there, NIP do a lot of damage. They bring Big back down to kind of level pegging in terms of the money, and they bring the AWP out on their own accord on the NIP side. So, you know, if there ever was a round, I feel like this could be it. Like, if you want to try and get back into the swing of things, you do it here and now. Oh, no. Tizian with the ramp aggression. All right, only gets 1, but it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of information. And also, NIP, they tried to change the pace up in that round for the first time yet. They run through that smoke, they barrel up ramp, and the moment they do, they're met with harsh resistance. Keto's gone aggressive in through B. Big have all the information at this point in time. Twist is holding for this flank, but Keto doesn't look like he's going to budge much more than this.
Yeah, Rez smartly moves back after he takes damage as well, so he avoids the grenade that would have ended his life. Keto trading, sees the AWP as well, and NIP turning back round to B. No one's there just yet. tabseN is sneaking through. Again, you can't hear the fast footsteps from mid, so he knows they're not running up towards B, at least just yet. And NIP, you can see how wary they are of aggressive CT players. I don't blame them. Big have been all over the place. Every flank available, skullNerd and Keto have been taking them on these B pushes. Still got Hampus waiting around A. He's got full util. He can sell a bit of a fake here if they want and send the other 2 into B. There's going to be a plant available, assuming tabseN doesn't completely mow them down. Here are the grenades. Big with 2 still sat on A. skullNerd's looking for information, though, and if he gets this kill, he will be able to call for that B rotation. It's looking pretty clear. Hampus is past him. That could be misinformation. Xantares is patient, but Hampus is going to get the kill, and now the B play comes through.
Oh, this molly could end Rez's whole career.
Dear.
Oh, no, he burns. He burns, and now it's just Nork with the AWP. A 1v2, it's not impossible, and he's looking for this kill onto tabseN, playing around the smoke, but tabseN's already gone wide, and he'll lock it in. 9 for Big, 0 for NIP, and a very, very rough start for the Swedes. Big are looking so damn confident right now. You could just, I mean, it must feel rough, man. It must feel real rough. Like, This is not what you wanted by any stretch of the imagination. Even in these rounds where, like, you're getting it close and you're getting some kills that maybe should lead to a bit more than they are, they're just not able to find anything.
Double AWP is back for Big as well, most importantly. We've been seeing that on Keto when he solo anchors the B bomb site. So NIP, they want nothing to do with B in this time. They're going to run back up A. I like the pace. Again, Vertigo's so commonly going to see these A plays, but there is a reason for that, even if NIP aren't showing us. even if they are unsuccessful, it's more Big's doing than theirs. Re-smoke back in, Tizian playing close, it doesn't pop in time, so he is going to get overwhelmed. Xantares, nice transfer to 2, Tabson swings out with a flashbang, Searson setting him up from the CT spawn, and now it's all on Twist. Again, like, it's all I've been talking about, but this utility from Big, everything they're throwing has purpose, everything they're throwing has intent, and they're finding so much value from the flashes as well. 10-0, boy oh boy.
When I spoke to Searson last week, he was talking about the nade, the utility usage. And actually, for him, we all know he's amazing with a scout, but he actually feels quite vulnerable when it comes to the nade usage. He feels like it's something he really needs to work on. It doesn't seem like he's having any problems today.
Yeah, it's working out. Every flash assist, it's Searson's name in the kill feed. So, you know, you're going to take that if you're Big every day of the week. Mid hasn't really been a focal point of this T side either for NIP. So Searson's very free to just throw utility from mid over that CT spawn. Oh, Xantares, that is a cheesy angle, and he's going to get so much damage. The flash is good, but he just holds Mouse 1 and takes down Rez. 0 and 11, poor guy. And it gets worse by the second.
Right then, so let's start thinking about map 2. I think Nuke obviously coming up after this one. NIP, they can't seem to catch a break. This is brutal. And what a recovery from Big, right? Losing to Sprout on day 1 had us a little bit worried, but then, you know, Sprout, they said that they expected that. Favin did in an interview with HLTV, said that, you know, in those domestic matchups, things often get a little bit tricky, a little bit goofy. And he said he thought they were going to take it over them.
I like this boost. It's really good. Not only can you get a headshot angle, but you can jump up as Plopsky's done. Unfortunately, there's no one on the site. Big are running double AWP, holding passive from spawn.
Oh, trying to sneak across. It's Plopsky. Now the smoke blooms. I would have given them that little veil of security they were looking for. Hampus.
Oh, no, not
another
again.
molly kill. Not another molly kill.
Oh, not again!
Searson burns him out. Man, this is brutal. Nork's going to get the leg, but that's about it for him. And crossing into the... Oh, it's Searson getting dropped. All right, Nork. 1, he needs the ace in a 1v5, though, to keep the dream alive. NIP getting their first round. The odds very much stacked against him. Big, they don't want to overplay their hand, but there it is. Xantares taking the peek in. I actually, no, to be fair, I said they don't want to overplay their hand. I love the way they deal with that, right? You don't even give them the spacing, don't even give them the respect to play a 1v5 out. They just rush him down the moment he taps that bomb. Tack timeout for NIP, but I don't really know. And it's triple AWP, by the way, for the side of Big. They picked up the one from Nork's body, so they're running the old 3 cannon buy.
Yeah, we've seen more examples of that you're talking about, Harry, with not giving the space in that 2-on-1 where Twist was coming up the A ramp and Big were in elevator. They just double swing him. Searson wins it with the USP, trades his teammate out. Like, obviously it's risky, but yeah, Big are feeling confident. Why not? And I'm seeing a lot of value as to why Big aren't playing inside of B with man advantages. They go, oh, you want the site? You want a plant? Go ahead. We'll just molly default. And in both instances of that happening, it's been the low HP player. As it often is, it makes sense to have your low player plant, but Big's utility is just counteracting that every single time.
Yeah, it's also great as well because, like, the moment you don't see anyone in the site, you know that they are going to be playing these passive positions, so you've got to use any utility you were hoping to save in the post plant just to get you in. But it's a fast mid rush this time from NIP, a real change of pace, not something that Big have encountered yet. Tabson dropping the molly, they run through it. Keto trying to stay alive, but he does get bested. Now the rotations come in and Twist realizes he is in a bad spot, gets taken out. Bomb dropped, not in a retrievable spot for Hampus, but he has been able to get his hands on an AWP. Now look at that, that's a terrifying sight. 3 players all just pouring in. First shot lands. Oh, and the Deeg follow-up. Hampus in with a chance, and he's gonna nail it. Searson hits the deck, and NIP, first round on the board. Oh, it took a little bit to get them there, and it's a lot of excitement for just 1 round. Is that going to make all the difference here?
And that's what we're talking about just a minute ago, Harry, when we say, obviously, you know, playing aggressive like that for Big has a risk. It has a risk, right? They have the bomb down at Gens. Like you said, Hampus can't get it. Big are giving him all the fight, and that's exactly what Hampus wants. In every time Big have done that, it's worked out, but finally getting punished, I wonder if that's going to change things moving forward. Worth noting as well, the money is not in the best of spots. Obviously, Big are buying at 11-1. No surprise there, but we're not going to have that double AWP available unless players start to take a hit when it comes to that Kevlar. Unlikely to see so with this utility usage being a focal point of Big CT side. Searson, he's got 48. He could just go for the glass cannon. I'd be all for it. 15-4. He's looking good. And yeah, Hampus on the AWP, man. When we saw NIP on that opening day, he had that second AWP over Twist, who was at one point primary AWP, but now looking like the fourth AWPer inside of the team. And Hampus looked really, really good on Inferno on that B bomb site with it, constantly playing solo B, letting his team quad stack A. So we know he can have these moments with the AWP, and he's just shown us.
Someone needs to, like, help Rez, man. He's really traumatized by that team kill in round 2. He hasn't been able to get a kill since, so hopefully that changes. Because right now, NIP are playing this out 4-on-5, it feels like. They try and get players up through ramp early on, but once again, this utility keeps them away. tabseN's been boosted up over here in middle, and that's going to free up SkullNerd on this AWP to be a bit more mobile and go and help out at the A bomb site. Hampus has gotten very, very deep. I like this. He's gotten ahead of the utility, and he even spots that AWP in rotation. Now they know he's here. He falls on out and actually concedes all that ground that he gains. But I like that decision, you know? Like, you don't get the kill from it. You get away with some damage. You know, you force to rotate at the very, very least. And you don't just offer yourself up as a free, you know, 1v3 here at the B site. So rejoining the rest of his team now. And this bomb still dropped passively all the way back down towards ramp. There's still a chance that NIP switch this up. They will retrieve it and start to tiptoe Plopsky over into this A side of the map. So it's looking like the commitment here.
Just relentless grenades from Big, constantly remollying and smoking short. It's why NIP have never been able to get up in this spot. Flashing, Tizian's going to mow down too. He does get blinded and traded, but he's done his job. Plopsky doubling up and flash back in. tabseN sets Antares up for success. He was never spotted on short after Hampus's aggressive push, getting caught by SkullNerd's AWP. Twist is on a big mid lurk though. He's come in at the right place at the right time. SkullNerd's found, Keto trades, and it's on Nork in a 2-on-1. Antares just taking the attention as Keto fires off from the CT spawn. NIP just can't catch a break.
Room they're in looks nice though, doesn't it? Nice little computers up on the wall.
You're trying to find some positives, are you, Harry?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like at least NIP are being taken care of. They might already be thinking about nuke at this point in time, man. This is incredibly dominant from Big. And something else that's so wild to me is that was a low investment. You know, like they put everything into it, but they didn't have a lot of money on the Big side. And yet still, as you said, that utility just felt relentless. And they didn't even have much to play around. So it's even scarier now in this round when they've got everything they could possibly need. Oh, there's a little boost being employed. Keto holding for it, but the traffic cones obscured it. Oh dear, that's a kill for Plopsky, and he's going to keep the momentum up, keep the pace in his favor. The nade combination, though, in this swing with tabseN leads to his demise. This B site has fallen, though. Molotov going to rain on in. Surely no kills from it today. Actually, it's missed slightly, goes a little deeper than perhaps they were hoping for. Bomb planted for NIP and a chance in a 3-on-4.
Yeah, you can see tabseN jumping to try and find the angle, but the smoke eluded it. The smoke that he threw, so he threw it on the molly on the wrong side of the box and it bounced to the left. Doesn't matter, the plant's in, the retake's happening, and SkullNerd is on this flank as he has been in the past. It's a heavy setup from behind. Are NIP ready for it? They trade one, now they spot another. They're still scared of the CT spawn. More grenades from Big, it's an artillery barrage. Hampus in the clutch, he's seen them both. He's fully blinded, pivoting behind the site. Tizian needs to go now, and Hampus is going to win another clutch for NIP. It's the only rounds they have. Threat giving him the props. Another 3K from Hampus, another B-site hold, and it's going to be NIP salvaging something near the end of this half.
Fresh just happy, man. He's like, this is why we bought Hampus in. Well, this isn't actually why we bought Hampus in, but hell yeah, you know, I'll take it. He's delivering in these clutches. It does worry me somewhat, right? That like it feels like Hampus is having to do a lot of the heavy lifting right now. You need to see a bit more from guys like Nork, from guys like Plopsky, someone that we always, yeah, well, you know, Rez is the obvious choice there as well. Aggression from Antares here in this this force buy at round 15 from Big. My goodness, that is brutal. Plopsky and Rez both tagged up. Rez down at ramp over here on A. Plopsky at the stairs on B, but tabseN gets caught with a nade out, betrayed by trying to get that nade in to find Plopsky into this 4-on-4. SkullNerd does have the scout, and he's pretty darn scary with it, so don't count him out just yet, especially with Antares playing close. If SkullNerd gets a tag, Antares can swing on out and do the damage. it's going to be like a little bait and switch, you know? If you're not a big Vertigo fan, think about like overpass long, right? With like how an AWP can play back in the site, and then you have a player tucked close to swing on out and do the damage once the attention's been taken away. NIP, they're not content. They're not looking for A ramp, rather. They want to go for this B play once again. They've had success here.
The issue is with this is even if Searson backs up, as Antares knows that no one's pushing up A, Keto, nice discipline, goes back in, but does get caught, doing some damage to Rez on 4, finding his first kill, going positive for now. Tizian, he's managed to creep his way out behind the gens. The molly's going to land behind him. He gets flashed in for aggressive, but nothing found, and even the flank locked down. It's Searson in a 1-on-3. For the last round of the half, NIP might finally be salvaging a 3-round half. It's better than nothing, but let's see if Searson can put a stop to it.
Oh, yeah, Scout, not good there. Twist gonna find it. It's 3 for NIP, it's 12 for Big, and this might be a pretty quick Vertigo. That doesn't mean that you want to miss this second half, though. There's still yet to come, as well as even more matchups in this best-of-3 series. So stick around, we'll be back after the break.
got the kit on Twist. We've got some grenades on Tizian. Big are walking out mid, and there's no one here to stop them. Hampus has just peeled away to play from the scaffolding, but that's fine. Holding off for the time being. This utility is here in middle. There's going to be a boost as well, but Hampus will be able to spot this and fall off appropriately. Where did Big go from here? They've got Zentaris below B, so that seems to be the game plan.
There's the double peek from the boost, and now they get out into middle. This is where we look towards Plopsky to try and do some damage, and they're already up and past it. Twist back in the sight, behind the pillar. Does get dealt with now. Bomb looking to get in. Plopsky still holding on here at ramp, and actually going to make a good case of it. Does deal with another. Has to try and get the reload off, and that there is always the problem with the CZ. He's assembling it, but couldn't follow the instructions. Tizian out with Keto. 1v3, now turn 1v2, and there's the follow-up. Just Rez left, and Keto's hungry for it, looking for the kill. Rez falling back, giving him the respect. Taps the bomb, tries to bait the peek, and Rez is going to start to take a peek on in. Keto.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, is he playing a long game here? He's going around the world, jet set, and trying to win this 1v1. Keto with the sneak. Rez hasn't seen anything yet. He hasn't heard anything that would give this up. And
no.
Keto, are you going to go up the ladder into mid and try and wrap around? You're very low on time. This is ballsy from Keto. Surely at this point he's playing for the kill and nothing else, right? You've got to start running at some point, and that's it for Keto. He comes barreling up through mid. Rez has heard it. Oh dear. It was, you know, like, it was a cool idea, but time obviously proving to be the problem there.
Yeah, I guess he's just gambling that Rez has rotated A, considering he's fallen off. But like, it's not like Rez knew that Keto had even crossed out of B, right? Last Rez saw of him, he heard the bomb tap on the site. He never saw Keto go back towards the stairs or drop below B. So yeah, you know, unfortunate for Keto. He realizes that either he commits to B or he has to run up A ramp. And you know, regardless of Rez's position, he's going to hear that, right, from CT spawn. So yeah, nice try from Keto. He gets 2 out of 3, but that's going to be NIP's lifeline. And if anything, I'm kind of down with that. I wanted a more competitive game. As fun as it is watching Big, you know, dominate. Tabson, he's seen it. He knows. No. He's on the head of his teammate, and he's taken the head off his enemy. Hampus is gone. Searson through the smoke with the scout, and it's getting messy here for Big up on the A ramp. 4 on 3. NIP have got to move a player over, but it's not like Big are rushing just yet.
This is a horrible spot to be in. Nork's going to try and take a peek down through ramp, and this is either going to make or break the round, it feels like. Searson peeking up, gets the information. Now they try and capitalize by dealing with him. Plopsky is here close, and so they do have fallback plans in place, but Tabson, my goodness, these Germans and their Deagles, it's something special indeed. Nork up through short, has dealt with Tabson, but still finds himself locked in. Oh, Big, they are running away. Ha ha ha, we have plenty of time this time around. Nork looking for a kill through the smoke that just won't present itself. Keto gets into B. Tizian was trying to shut down this wrap, trying to cut down the rotation before it even arrives. Nork, though, aware that Tizian is still waiting around, now just has one left to deal with. It's easier said than done, however. Has no idea where Keto is, and he's going to find the kill. It's 13 for Big as the 4 spy goes their way.
I love that. The immediate call, just they spot him on short. It's a great position, don't get me wrong, but the second he gets that kill into Tabson, Big just run right towards B. Keto plays it perfectly, getting aggressive in the post plant and, you know, just cutting off the rotate. Nothing that he can do about it. It's going to be Big up to 13, winning a 4 spy in the second round of the half. No bomb plant, no need. They'll get it done with the Deags. And now NIP are holding some of their own, but that's not where they want to be at this scoreline. Plopsky holding on to this stairwell. Flash, or Molly rather, actually going out towards the stairs, cutting off aggressive CT players. Not that there are any. Plopsky spots them, and he falls off a little bit. The bomb has yet to be seen, and so NIP don't want to throw bodies at the problem just yet. Very methodical utility from Big as well, clearing out every possible close position where these pistols are dangerous. That's the 3rd Molotov into this B bomb site. Penny should start to drop for NIP. They need to move someone over.
Yeah, Plopsky back behind the pillar. flashed off the angle, trying to make this Deeg work for him, and does deal with Keto. Looking for a follow-up. Plopsky, another, before he's dealt with. Zatares wrapping in through mid, lays him to rest, and now for the remaining 3 for NIP, they rotate in. 3-on-3 in the retake. Scout on Nork, flashes for Hampus. Ooh dear, Tabson trying to take a fight. He might, oh, Zatares, come on, don't. I was gonna say, that scared me a bit. Believing in himself more than he believes in Tabson. He takes up this angle, retrieves that smoke and just completely blocks off any avenue to get in for NIP. He does lose Searson, so it falls onto Zatares. First man down. Oh, but not quite the follow-up. Rez is going to keep this in the pocket of NIP. Defuse comes on through, and it's 5 on the board now for the Swedes, as they respond with a bit of a force buy of their own.
We usually see common A takes on this map with the smokes landing on both sides of the bomb site to cut off a CT and elevator. Well, Big just did essentially the same thing, but on B. They smoke either side of the gen, set smoke from the bottom of stairs, and completely cut NIP out of the round. You can see Rez does manage to jump up on the side to get a view over it. But I like the idea there for Big. I like the execute, as you know, they knew NIP weren't close. They cut them off with the smokes, and anyone in the site is just going to get overwhelmed by the T's pushing them down. Big force right back in. They know how close that round came, and the NIP are yet to build an economy, and with such a round lead, you may as well capitalize on that, especially when you got Searson, who just isn't missing a shot on this A ramp. Another smoke headshot, as he just did before. The spray in mid is a miss. Twist dead to Tizian, and now 5-on-3 for Big. They're just going to continue to push. Tabson caught on a jump, and so Hampus keeps things not even, but under wraps for now. As Big fall away from middle, they can just group up and hit a site, and A seems to be that decision in mind.
Right, Rez, he had a very, very quiet first half. Here now it's short. He is the man who is to make all the difference, all the pressure on him. Because if this round eludes NIP, they're back on with a force. Zatares and the rest of the gang, they've creeped up and past him, but Rez, he might have just caught a perfect timing. He hears the utility, down goes Searson, follow up for Rez, and all 3 in his pocket. Tizian now, all alone, losing his teammates, trying to get this trade, and Rez has just fallen back, taking a bit more of a passive lie. Tizian will spot him, but a 1v2 still required. Odds stacked against him now as he moves up through ramp. He's going to go high to try and clear out short side. Plopsky on rotation. First kill for Tizian, and now down to the 1v1. Moving in, it's Plopsky trying to deny this bomb plant, but Tizian's going to hold his ground. It's 14 for Big, 1 HP left for Tizian, and 4 in the round.
That Molotov is so smart as well. It forces the short player out into the open. It means if anyone's hiding on A, waiting for that bomb plant, they have to fight. They have to go out wide, and Tizian's able to take him down before the bomb plant comes in, cleaning up Plopsky, aggressive as well. That's just a masterfully played round from Tizian. Big. This is looking like such a great map for them. I can't wait to continue watching them play it throughout this tournament. Again, that's assuming they win this series, but right now, they are on the track to take NIP's map pick away from them. 14-5, Twist getting spammed. Searson, a taste of his own medicine, perhaps, as Nork fires back with the scout. I would not want to be taking this fight if I'm NIP, considering the consistency the Big have won this duel. And Searson, he's going back for more with the big green. Not going to collect any scalps just yet. NIP concede the position. They go back into the site. Hampus is going to be playing on the sandbags, and this boost is good as well. Rez, he can duck and wait for the time to strike. He doesn't have to hold this the entire time. And so once Hampus draws in their attention, it can be Rez's prerogative to peak.
One thing I'm not loving here, right, is you think about Big's utility. It's been perfect. I feel like there's no way they don't not check the sandbags here. And Hampus has all the utility for NIP. Ooh. That could prove to... Oh, okay. No, Tizian! Sure. Just pre-firing the boost. There's the follow-up onto Rez. Hampus, it really is all on him. But on the upside, they found 2 kills in A. They're not even thinking about the sandbags. Ooh. No one's looking at it. So Hampus, this round could be in his hands. First kill on a Tizian. Looking for the follow-up, but that nade will seal his fate, and that's all the utility gone. Plopsky in with one more, but is that going to be enough as now that bomb gets tapped, tries to bait these peaks. Nothing comes through just yet. Plopsky here, Deagle in hand. Tabson still inside of the site, just looking to win a fight straight up. Doesn't present itself just yet. Plopsky now in the 1v3. My goodness, he's lost everyone. And oh, he shrunk himself down. He's trying to hide. Hiding is not the way to steal this round off of Big. They just double face him. They just swing into the fight, and Big, they reach map point.
It's just so methodical, man. Once that spam comes through onto the boosting player, Xantares just holds because he knows off of that kill there's going to be another guy coming short side or going back to the site. He kills him immediately. And for Hampus, right, you can easily look at that and go, well, why did he just try and spam the back? Why did he only try and take one kill? He doesn't know the Big aren't considering him. It's common for a player to walk up, but more to wait and watch the sandbags. In this instance, no one was, but that's not information Hampus has, and so he tries his best. But you know, as soon as you don't get the 1 on the first player, you're already burning your ammo and giving away your position, wasting valuable time. Just add it to the tally. Another one for Searson. Almost feels expected at this point for him to get a kill above this smoke on the A site. A big 15-5 on NIP's map pick. 4 kills away from sending us forward to nuke.
Ooh. And with how it's looking, we might get there here and now. 5-on-3 for Big, only up against pistols to begin with. This should have been their round, and they look to make it that exactly. Xantares lining up this short Molotov. That's not going to force Nork into a fight, but it does get him off the angle. I would be so paranoid standing here because these spams have been so good from Big. Luckily enough, Nork is going to remain unchecked for now. Smoke goes down. That's actually thrown by NIP for Nork to try and play behind. All 3 players here for NIP, but no damage being done. In fact, it's all coming in the other way. And Big, they've locked down the A site. It's all on Rez, and Keto hounding him down, gets the kill. 16 for Big. A dominant victory here on Vertigo, the map pick of NIP. They are poised, moving forward onto Nuke to try and get this done in 2. You're going to have to join us after a quick break to see if they can. You don't want to miss the big boys.